Good morning, everyone. The last part of polymers, molecular mass of polymers. Polymer properties are closely related to their molecular mass, size, and structure. The growth of polymer chain during their synthesis is dependent upon the availability of the monomers in the reaction mixture. If the number of monomers increases, then size as well as molecular mass also will increase, students. That everybody knows it. Whenever the growth of the polymer chain increases, molecular mass increases, size also increases. So that growth of the polymer chain mainly depend upon the availability of monomers in the reaction mixture, right? Thus, the polymer sample contains chains of varying lengths and hence its molecular mass is always expressed as an average mass. Average mass only we have to take. The molecular mass of polymers can be determined by using a physical and chemical methods, right? So what are the biodegradable polymers? We will discuss the last topic in this chapter. Biodegradable polymers. What are the biodegradable polymers? The polymers which are degradable by enzymatic hydrolysis or by oxidation process are called biodegradable polymers. We can also define in another manner these biodegradable polymers. What is that? Means the polymers which decompose on their own during certain period of time are called what? Biodegradable polymers. So suppose some polymers which do not decompose on their own during certain period of time, those are non-biodegradable polymers. But we are going to discuss about what biodegradable polymers. Till now what we have discussed, all those comes under what? Non-biodegradable polymers. Non-biodegradable polymers is nothing but what I have said to you. The polymers which do not decompose on their own during a period of time are called non-biodegradable polymers, students. Till now what we have discussed, some of the examples if you take polythene, polyvinyl chloride, polystyrene, Teflon, etc. All these comes under non-biodegradable polymers. Now we are going to discuss about biodegradable polymers, some of the examples, students, right? Let us take now here a large number of polymers are quite resistant to the environmental degradation process and are thus responsible for the accumulation of polymeric solid waste materials. These solid wastes cause acute environmental problems and remain undegraded for quite a long time. That is the main cause here. So in view of the general awareness, and concern for the problems created by the polymeric solid wastes, certain new biodegradable synthetic polymers have been designed and developed. These polymers contain functional groups similar to the functional groups present in biopolymers. Whatever the functional groups present in these biodegradable polymers, which are similar to the functional groups present in biopolymers, students. So aliphatic polyesters are one of the important classes of biodegradable polymers. So one of the example they have given, that is PHBV. So how do we prepare this PHBV? We will see that now. What is the expansion of PHBV? There is a chance to ask here in competitive examination. What is that? Means poly beta hydroxy butyrate, butyrate, butyrate co beta hydroxy valerate. This is PHBV. Then how do we prepare this PHBV? Means it is obtained by the copolymerization of 3-hydroxybutanoic acid and 3-hydroxypentanoic acid. So how do we get this reaction? We will see now here. Let us take 3-hydroxybutanoic acid. 3-hydroxybutanoic means how many carbons? 4 carbons, right? 4 carbons you take. CH2, CH, CH2 COOH I have taken, students. On third position, hydroxy group is present. OH group is present. This is what? 3-hydroxy-butanoic acid and 3-hydroxy-pentanoic acid this is. Pent means 5 carbons we have to take. On third position only this hydroxy group is present. You have to observe that. Right? Third position hydroxy group is present. Yes? Yes. This is what? 3-hydroxy pentanoic acid. Right? This is what? 3-hydroxy butanoic acid. Three-hydroxybutanoic acid and the 3-hydroxypentanoic acid, if it undergo polymerization, then what will happen if you take n moles here? N moles if you take, what is the resultant compound means? The compound will be like this. O, CH, CH3 this is, right? This is CH3. Valency of carbon also should satisfy. CH3, CH2, C, double bond O should attach with oxygen of this pentanoic acid. Oxygen is attached with CH, and next this continuation CH2, CH3 is there one side. Other side CH2, C double bond O group again participate in the joining with what? Butanoic acid. So that's why I kept here continuation part symbol like this. Here also symbol I kept like this. This will take place n times. How it will take place n times? What is this joining unit? How do we get this joining unit? We will see now here. Again, I am taking 1 unit of butanoic acid, 1 unit of pentanoic acid I will take, and I will discuss how do we get this repeating unit, right? So let us take now again 3-hydroxybutanoic acid, right? 3-hydroxybutanoic acid, for easy understand, I'll take like this. CH3, CHOH, CH2, C double bond OH, correct? This compound same. In the similar manner, I am writing this compound 3-hydroxypentanoic acid. For easy understand, I will write like this. CH2, CHOH, and on this side CH2, C double bond OH is there, right? N moles we have taken. First I am taking 1 mole to understand, to get how do we get this repeating unit. So let us take now here wherever OH group is present, that is hydroxy group is present, from that part one of the hydrogen, and wherever COOH group is present, from that position OH group is removed as water molecule here. That means what here? C double bond O group is joined with oxygen. From oxygen from what? OH group, correct or not? Like that only I have taken. For example, in this compound 3-hydroxybutanoic acid compound, here a hydroxy group is present. From this position H is removed. How it will be removed? For example, if you write 3-hydroxypentanoic acid to this side, wherever the carboxylic acid group is present in that compound, from that compound OH group, and this H removed as water molecule. So that's why I kept here joining part. I kept with the bond, right? I left here like this. So this oxygen, continuation you take CH, CH3, CH2, C double bond O. Again OH I did not write because this C double bond O joined with water, this oxygen directly, correct or not? C double bond O joined with this oxygen, and that continuation part you take CH, CH2, CH3, CH2, C double bond O, and here OH will remove as water molecule. How it will be removed means 3-hydroxybutanoic acid, if you add to this side again, from hydroxy group hydrogen, and here OH removed as water molecule. So that joining part, this C double bond O again joined with this oxygen. Correct or not? If you write this side, this compound, correct or not? So that C double bond O is joining from other compound. So that joining part I kept like this. So if you take two units, one is 3-hydroxybutanoic acid, other one is 3-hydroxypentanoic acid. The joining part will take place. Repeating unit will take place like this. So how many repeating units you will get means n moles we have taken. So that's why n times you will get. So this is what PHBV. What is the name of this compound? PHBV. Beta hydroxy butyrate co-beta hydroxy valerate. Explanation part. I hope everybody understood this. Polybeta PHBV, right? And one more example we will take and discuss. What is that means? First, before going to that, what are the uses of this PHBV? We will see that. PHBV is used in specialty packaging, orthopedic devices, and in controlled release of drugs. Mainly used in specialty packaging, orthopedic devices, and in controlled release of drugs we use in that purpose. And PHBV undergoes bacterial degradation in the environment. And next biodegradable polymer we have, that is nylon to nylon 6. So how do we prepare this nylon to nylon 6? We will see that it is a copolymer of glycine. It is a copolymer of glycine and aminocaproic acid. Glycine formula also given, you see that NH2CH2COOH, and aminocaproic acid formula given. And it is a biodegradable polymer, right? From these two monomers, how do we get nylon to nylon 6? And why do we call nylon to nylon 6 only? Why 2 and 6 only? Also we will discuss that. So first you take monomers. What are the monomers? Glycine. One of the monomer is what? Glycine. Glycine you take as it is. NH2 CH2COOH. This is glycine, right? Plus aminocaproic acid. Aminocaproic acid also I am taking like this for easy understand. NH2 CH2 taken 5 times, COOH. Like how many moles we are taking? N moles here. Here N moles if you take. These two will undergo polymerization. And it produce nylon to nylon 6. Very easy, students. From this OH, from this H removed as water molecule. That means what? Wherever NH2 group is there, from that NH2 group hydrogen, wherever COOH group is present, from that OH group removed as water molecule. Here NH2 is there now, one of the hydrogen will remove as water molecule, right? So that's why NH, this continuation part I kept as a bond here, right? And next CH2, C double bond O. This OH is removed as water molecule. This C double bond O attached with water, this NH, right? NH, CH2 taken 5 times. C double bond O. Again this OH is removed as water molecule. So that's why I kept a bond here as it is. So this is the repeating unit, students. Then this is what? Nylon to nylon 6. Nylon to nylon 6. So how do we get this repeating unit? Once again we will see that explanation part. So first I am taking 1 mole of glycine and 1 mole of aminocaproic acid. Glycine formula is what? NH, H. I am taking NH2, CH2, C double bond O, OH. This is glycine. Glycine polymerized with what? Aminocaproic acid. That aminocaproic acid, for easy understand, I am taking NH2 like this. And CH2 taken 5 times, right? CH2 taken 5 times. COOH, COOH I have taken like this, right? So how the removal of water molecule is taking place means from amino group H and from carboxylic acid OH removed as water molecule. That means what? Here also amino group is present now. If you add amino caproic acid 1 unit to this side OH and H removed as water molecule. That means what? NH is left, right? NH continuation part. For that purpose I left here bond continuation part. And now you see that NHCH2 C double bond O, here OH removed as water molecule with this H, and this C double bond O joined with water, this NH, again CH2 taken 5 times, C double bond O, and this OH is removed as water molecule. If we add a glycine to this side, one of the hydrogen, and this OH removed as water molecule, right? For that continuation purpose I kept here bond. How many times this repeating unit is taking place means n times, because n moles of glycine and n moles of water aminocaproic acid we have taken, students, right? I hope everybody understood. Then why do we call this is nylon 2, nylon 6? You can observe in glycine how many carbon atoms are there? 2 carbon atoms. So that's why we are calling this is nylon 2. And nylon 6 combination with the aminocaproic acid, right? Aminocaproic acid, in aminocaproic acid how many carbon atoms are there? Here 5 plus 1, total 6 carbons. So that's why we are calling this is nylon 2, nylon 6. 2 came from glycine, 6 came from aminocaproic acid, students. Okay na? I hope everybody understood this. And the last part we have, that is polymers of commercial importance. All the polymers we will see that now. Polymers of commercial importance. See the table I have given to you. Name of the polymer, monomer, structure, partial structure they have given, and uses. What are their uses we are going to discuss. Suppose polypropene is there. Polypropene monomer is what? Poly means many. Many number of propene molecules will undergo polymerization and it gives what? Polypropene. So what is the monomer unit in this polypropene means? We can say very easily that is propene, students. Then how do we get this partial structures? You may ask a question here. So for that purpose I am going to discuss this. You see that. Very simple. Polypropene. Propene molecules you take n times. Means propene means what? CH3, CH double bond, CH2, correct? So this propene unit, one more unit I am taking for easy understand. Then here breaking of bond taking place means it results in the formation of free radicals like this, right? Here also breaking of bond, it results in the formation of free radicals by homolytic fission. Then CH3, see that partial structure how I have written. CH2, CH, CH3. That means what? Here CH2 continuation. CH2 will combine with water. Here CH. And this CH part will combine with water. This CH2. That means what? CH. Joining part is CH, right? So CH. See that joining part, this CH2 free radical will combine with this CH free radical. This CH free radical will combine with this CH2 free radical. That means what? Here CH will join with what? CH2 group. CH continuation part. This side CH2 it will join. But CH3 is not participating. So that's why as it is you can write like this. So CH3, CH, CH2, right? Correct? CH3, CH, CH2. This CH2 will join with another molecules, right? So that's why you can put as it is here n times because n moles we have taken. This is the partial structure of polypropene, students. Okay? Very simple. Breaking of double bond, pi bond results in the formation of free radicals. And that free radical, see wherever CH2 free radical is there, that will combine with the CH. Wherever CH free radical is present, that will combine with the CH2 free radical. You can try, definitely will get. This is the partial structure, right? Yes. Now, what are the uses of this polypropene? It is used in the manufacture of ropes, toys, pipes, fibers, etc. Okay? These are the uses of what? Polypropene. And next one, Polystyrene. How we have discussed here, propene, polypropene came from propene. In the similar manner, polystyrene came from what? Styrene molecule. Styrene is the monomer of polystyrene, students. Then what is the partial structure? Means this one. Then how do we get that one, sir? Styrene formula is C6H5 CH double bond CH2. Actually this we can also write like this. On benzene ring, if you take vinyl group, then you will get what? A styrene. So the same thing I have taken, right? So this C6H5 CH double bond CH2 is there. Same thing, in place of CH3 what is there? Phenyl group is present. Same addition, CH part will attach with CH2, CH2 part will attach with what? CH. Then one more mole, if you take C6H5 CH double bond CH2, breaking of pi bond results in the formation of free radicals like this. Free radical combination, correct? This free radical will combine with the CH2 free radical. You see that here, CH2 joining units, right? CH2 joining units, that's why I kept bonds and I kept n times. C6H5 is not participating. As it is, you can take like what? CH3, students. So this is the partial structure of what? Polystyrene. So where do we use this polystyrene? Means this polystyrene we use as insulator and a wrapping material, manufacture of toys, radio and television cabinets. Okay, na? And then polyvinyl chloride, same thing. How we have done in case of polypropene polystyrene, here also same thing. Vinyl chloride we have to take n moles and it will polymerize and it will produce what? Polyvinyl chloride. Vinyl chloride formula, if you take vinyl chloride, vinyl group is what? CH2 double bond CH, I said to you. So if it is bounded by Cl, then we call vinyl chloride, right? Vinyl chloride molecule, suppose if you take 2 times, where the bond breaking taking place and the free radicals will generate, means wherever pi bond is there, that pi bond will broken and it produce what? Free radicals by homolytic fission. Here also the same thing. Wherever CH2 is present, that will join with the CH. Wherever CH is present, that will join with what? CH2. So CH and CH2 part are joining parts. So that's why I have written like this. CH, CH2 joining on CHCl is there. As it is, you can take and you take n times because n moles of vinyl chloride we have taken. This is a partial structure or polyvinyl chloride polymer structure. Sometimes they will ask what is the partial structure of polyvinyl chloride. Means this only you have to write. Okay, na? This is the structure of what? Polyvinyl chloride, students. Now, what are the uses of this polyvinyl chloride? It is used in the manufacture of raincoats, handbags, vinyl flooring. What is the meaning of vinyl flooring? Vinyl composition tiles. Okay, na? Tiles only, that is also. Water pipes. For that purpose, we use this polyvinyl chloride. And next one we have, that is urea formaldehyde resin. What are the monomers of urea formaldehyde resin? Means urea and formaldehyde. You know already that urea formula. Urea formula is what? NH2CO NH2, right? NH2, for example, easy understand, I am writing NH2 like this. CO NH2, correct? NH2. And formaldehyde is there. Formaldehyde formula is CH2O. HCHO, everybody knows it. HCHO is the formaldehyde. And one more unit of urea, if you take this side, NH2, CO, NH2, correct? Then here one of the hydrogen from amine and from formaldehyde oxygen and other unit hydrogen from amine is removed as water molecule. See that, students, how the addition is taking place. Then NHCO, NHCH2. CH2 is joining with again one more unit of urea, right? See that what is the partial structure I have written? Same thing. NHCO, NHCH2. NHCO, NHCH2 only we have taken, we have got na. So NH2 is there na, sir. Suppose if you add one more CH2O this side, here hydrogen removed in the participation of water molecule, correct or not? Yes. So that's why NH bond I kept. NH bond, this how do we write partial structure? Means NH bond CO NHCH2, continuation part. How many times it will take place? N times it will take place. So that's why I have written like this. Correct? NHCO, NHCH2 taken N times. This is the polymer of urea formaldehyde monomers, right? So then what are the uses of this urea formaldehyde resin? Means for making unbreakable cups and laminated sheets. For making unbreakable cups and laminated sheets. For that purpose we use this urea formaldehyde resin. Next part we have, that is glyptal, students. Glyptal is the polymer of ethylene glycol and phthalic acid. Then what is the ethylene glycol formula? You see that ethylene glycol, for easy understand, I am taking like this: CH2OH, CH2OH, right? Then what is the phthalic acid formula? Benzene 1,2 dicarboxylic acid, right? That part I am taking here for easy understand like this. On benzene, first position and second position I am taking with a COOH group. COOH. Here also COOH. 1 and 2 position COOH I have taken. Now how the repeating unit is formed? We will see that. From this part, hydrogen, OH group, hydrogen, COOH group, OH removed as water molecule. Suppose if we add same ethylene glycol to this side, again here this hydrogen and this OH removed as water molecule. Then you see that, students, what is the repeating unit here? O joining with the joining part I kept as bond here. Then CH2, O. This O is linked with what? C double bond O, right? C double bond O. Next benzene ring we have to take. Next benzene ring I am taking, you see that? Yes, benzene ring, this C double bond O, joining unit. Again ethylene glycol part will join here, right? Like this, how many times will take place? N times. So this is glyptal polymer. So what they have given, you see that glyptal polymer. It came from what? Glyptal. See that here they have given glyptal. Ethylene glycol, phthalic acid. Ethylene glycol, phthalic acid. I have taken the formulas. How do we get this polymer structure? I have written like this, right? Same thing we have got now. OCH2, CH2O, CO. Next benzene ring, second position CO. Continuation N times, students. This one same only, right? This is the glyptal polymer. Yes. This glyptal, what are the uses of this glyptal? Glyptal uses are, it is used in the manufacture of paints and lacquers. Lacquers meaning is what? Here a liquid material, a liquid made of shellac dissolved in alcohol or of synthetic substances that dries to form a hard protective coating for wood or metal. Okay, na? That is nothing but lacquers. Everybody knows it, lacquers. And next polymer we have, that is bakelite. Bakelite preparation already we have seen. Here they have given only partial structure. This continuation part they did not give. Okay, na? So bakelite is the polymer of phenol and formaldehyde. Once you go through this topic, students, already we have discussed how do we get bakelite, right? So what are the uses of bakelite? Bakelite is used for making combs, electrical switches, handles of utensils, and computer disks, right? These are the some of the commercial importance of polymers I have given to you. Now overall, what are the polymers and that corresponding polymers, monomers? There is a chance to ask here only the question. Compulsory they will ask the question based on this. Name of the polymer, monomers. Once we will see that what we have discussed till now. Polythene. What is the monomer? Ethene. Nylon 6,6. Monomers are what? Hexamethylene diamine, adipic acid. Buna S, 1,3 butadiene, styrene. Teflon or polytetrafluoroethene. Tetrafluoroethene is the monomer. And polyacrylonitrile. Acrylonitrile is the monomer, right? Terylene or Decron. Monomers are ethylene glycol, terephthalic acid. Nylon 6, caprolactam. Okay. Bakelite, phenol formaldehyde. Sometimes they will ask phenol formaldehyde resin. Same monomers also they have given, right, in that polymer itself. Bakelite, if they ask, what are the monomers? Phenol formaldehyde. Melamine formaldehyde polymer. What are the monomers? Melamine formaldehyde, right? Next, natural rubber. Sometimes they may ask cis 1,4 polyisoprene. What is the IUPAC name of natural rubber? Also there is a chance to ask. Cis 1,4 polyisoprene. Natural rubber, another name. What is the monomer of this polymer? Isoprene. What is the name of IUPAC name of isoprene? Means what? 2-methyl 1,3 butadiene. Next polymer, if you observe, neoprene. What is the monomer of neoprene? Chloroprene. What is the IUPAC name of chloroprene? 2-chloro 1,3 butadiene. Okay. Next, buna-N polymer. What are the monomers of buna-N? 1,3 butadiene and acrylonitrile. Next, PHBV expansion. There is a chance to ask. Poly-beta hydroxy butyrate, co-beta hydroxy valerate. What are the monomers of PHBV? 3-hydroxybutanoic acid and 3-hydroxypentanoic acid. Okay, now students. And next, nylon to nylon 6. What are the monomer units? Glycine, aminocaproic acid. So there is a chance to ask, they will give you polymer. What are the monomers of given polymer? Or else, what is the polymer of given monomers? There is a chance to ask based on this list only maximum. So that's why I have collected and I have given to you. Together, all these you have to keep in our mind, students. Along with this, there is a chance to ask extra I have given to you in this part. Polypropene, polystyrene, polyvinyl chloride, urea formaldehyde resin and glyptal. Bakelite already given, right? These 5 also you have to keep in our mind. Okay. I hope everybody understood. So based on this chapter, we are going to solve in the next video some of the competitive questions. Okay, students. Thank you all. Stay home and stay safe.